This is Ira Glass, the host of This American Life. So much is changing so rapidly right now with President Trump in office. It feels good to pause for a moment sometimes and look around at what's what. To try and do that, we've been finding these incredible stories about right now that are funny and have feeling, and you get to see people everywhere making sense of this new America that we find ourselves in. This American Life, wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello and welcome to Car Talk from National Public Radio with us, Click and Clack, the Tappert Brothers, and we're broadcasting this week from the Center for Animal Research here at Car Talk Plaza. Now,
Animal research!
this is right up your alley, so go ahead.
All right, I'll tell the story. Chrysler. It's Chrysler. Our pals at Chrysler, right? There's a guy named Thomas Pappert, I think you pronounce it.
I'm going to stay away from the story, so to speak. I'll just let you...
Oh, you want me? I'm just quoting. I'm innocent here.
Okay.
I'm just quoting. Tom Pappert is a retired vice president of sales and marketing at Chrysler, and he has always been known for his candor. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway,
well, if he wasn't retired,
he's retired
this
now.
would have put him into retirement for sure.
He's speaking to some university students. He's addressing the issue of quality in the automotive industry, and he's told the following story. He said Lexus had a quality test. They used to put a cat in the car. And the next morning...
Close the doors and windows.
Close everything. Roll up the windows, close the doors. And the next morning, if the cat was dead, they knew that the car was airtight. So Chrysler did the same test. And in the morning, the cat was gone. Now, this is a Chrysler person relaying this little anecdote to us. So... I'm innocent. I don't want to hear from your lawyers. I don't want to hear from anybody. I'm just relaying the story. Tell your lawyers to lay off. Tell them to take a day off and relax.
Right. Get over it.
Get over it. Lighten up. Lighten up. Yeah. We can keep them busy looking for the cat. All right.
Oh, boy.
Hey, go ahead.
Well, anyway, if you want to talk to us, the number is 1-888-CAR-TALK. That's 888-227-82.
Oh, hold it a minute. Here's a note you might be interested in.
5.
The British don't stop at 333. You say like 888. Mm-hmm. When they have three things, they say treble 8.
Oh.
Is this a whole new?
It is a whole.
Open a whole new.
It is a whole. Thank you.
I knew. Well, it's not. Don't thank me. You can thank Dan Melia from wherever he may be.
So it's 1-888-227-8255.
And at the end he says ta-ta.
Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Hi, this is Nick in Jupiter.
Jupiter,
Florida.
Yep,
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you
What
guys?
happens in Jupiter, Florida? I thought it was just retired people.
Well, no, actually, the average age in this part of the county is 44, so we're not retired yet. We're all working hard.
44.
Yep.
that's the average age.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, but they got a gray hair. There's a lot of gray hair around here.
Yeah.
What do you do in Jupiter?
We have a practice management company. We manage the doctors' practices.
Yeah. The God knows they need it.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of them, too.
So what's shaking, Nick?
Well, we have a 91 Montero LS. It's a four-wheel drive, and we use it. Our courier uses it, and we go all the way from like Miami to Melbourne and as far west as the lake. So we put about 950 miles a week on it. But we've had this problem is that it drinks oil. But now it doesn't smoke. And he'll come and he'll tell me that, well, I had to put 3 quarts in it today, and okay, and then the next week will go by and he'll put another quart in.
On average, how many quarts a week?
3.
And that's
3.
over 1,000 miles.
1,000 miles, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, well, the guy took it to this gas station, and, we've taken it there, and they've looked underneath. There's no leaks. I park it. When you drive away, there's no leaks there. One guy, though, put his hand in the tailpipe and came up with oil, and he said I was blowing oil out of the tailpipe.
I'll bet you are.
How do you do that? Without it smoking or nothing.
Well,
It is smoking, but it's smoking so little that you can't see it. Unless you get to a point where you're consuming a quart every 50 or 100 miles, it's almost unnoticeable.
Oh.
One test to find out if you're burning oil, which undoubtedly you are because you're what? Not leaking it and no one's stealing it. But if you want to satisfy your curiosity, park the thing in a garage, an enclosed garage, and don't open the door when you start it in the morning. Just for a few seconds, and you will notice that in that time, the garage is filled up with blue-tinted smoke.
Yeah.
And that's the oil that you're burning.
I mean, how many miles on this thing? 120,000?
Actually, about 100,000 miles on it.
Yeah, that's about right.
That's good.
I don't think there's much you can do about this because it's probably worn rings.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
That sounds expensive.
it is expensive. But I would
But it's not, because you're not going to do anything.
No? Oh, good.
do you have one of those Dymo, what do they call those, label makers?
Yeah?
You have one?
Yeah?
Make a label that says, check oil every day, and affix it to the dashboard, right where the gear shift
Yeah, make
lever
5
is.
or 6 of them, actually. Put them everywhere. Shift lever,
See, what happens
windshield.
is, if the thing holds 5 quarts of oil, once you burn the first, let's say it takes you 600 miles to burn the first quart. The next, you have now 4 remaining quarts trying to do the work of 5. You'll burn the next quart in 400 miles. You'll burn the next quart in 100 miles.
Oh.
And then you'll burn the next quart on your way to the junkyard because you'll have ruined the engine. So the oil burns at an accelerated rate once it gets low.
the less of it there is.
So if you keep an eye on it and add a quart whenever it needs it,
Yeah.
you might be able to get away with burning a quart every 500 or 600 miles instead of 3 quarts every 1,800 miles or whatever.
Okay.
So you got to, when it needs a quart, you've got to add it.
Buy it by the case, put it in the back. You got plenty of room.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and maybe one of these doctors you consult for can set you up with some kind of intravenous feeder. Something they've discarded.
I could just see it going down the road now with this little oil IV.
actually, it would be a great advertisement, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
It
for
says
different-
practice management on the side and an intravenous bottle hanging there
From the antenna.
from the antenna. Exactly.
Fed
This is a
intraven-
great idea,
What a marketing idea.
Nick. We've hit upon it.
You could have made our day here.
Good luck.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye. I love it. Can I get one of those for the Fiat?
Oh, you'll need it. 1-888-CAR-TALK. That's 1-888-227-8255. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
This is Steph from Irving, Texas.
Steph.
Hi.
Irving.
Yes, home of those bastard cowboys.
Irving is
I've been in Irving.
it's outside of Dallas.
Yeah, it's about 14 miles northwest of Dallas.
Oh,
smack
yeah.
dab between Fort Worth and Dallas.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been to Irving.
He's never been there.
I've been to Irving. Sure, I have. Oh, that was Irving,
Well, you've
Massachusetts.
probably flown over it.
You've been to Irving's house. What's up, Steph?
Well, I'm embarking on an adventure, and I need your pearls of wisdom to make sure I'm preparing for everything appropriately.
Oh, of course. We are the world's foremost planners.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I am driving my 93 Subaru Loyale station wagon from Dallas to Milwaukee. And it has 158,000 miles on it. And I've taken care of it to the best of the ability of my mechanic anyway. But I'm driving up empty and coming back with a sailboat attached to the back end, 10 cases of wine, and assorted books.
Wine?
I'm picking up my wine collection. I need to bring it down here to drink it.
Wow. And how far a trip is that? Like 1,800 miles?
And about 1,300 miles.
How big is the sailboat?
The sailboat is only about 14 feet long. It's like a sailfish, just a little bit bigger.
What's your sailboat doing up there in Milwaukee?
Well, it's parked.
I mean, there's no water in Milwaukee and there's no water in Irving. What are you going to do with a sailboat?
Well, actually, there are a lot of lakes around here. You'd be very surprised.
How did you get the sail? I'm confused.
She moved from Milwaukee to Dallas some time ago. She was unable to bring her boat and her wine collection.
That's right.
See, there you go. Yeah. What was the question again?
I guess I just want to make sure I'm preparing appropriately.
Yeah, so
Oh, how are you
you've done
preparing?
what? Right.
Well, I just had a fuel injection cleaning. I just had new tires put on. I had the radiator checked and cleaned out.
Good.
Okay.
Transmission service.
Uh-huh.
Tune-up. And had all the tie rod ends just replaced along with all the struts.
Wow. Excellent. There is one thing I would do.
Yes.
Did you get any airplane tickets?
Have you at least contacted a travel agent?
I mean, you might make it. I mean, who are we to say?
Well, I don't know. Subarus are supposed to last forever, right?
No.
Well, I always like to think of let's jump right to worst case scenario.
Yeah.
What would you envision, Steph,
I see
as
it
the
now.
worst case scenario?
I'll be stuck in Indiana on the side of the road with nobody in sight.
With the boat with the
And you-
sailboat hooked
right.
up.
And you know it's not going to happen on the way up.
Right.
It's only going to happen on the way back. How much is this wine collection worth?
Oh, you don't want to know.
Thousands.
Thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
How much would
get
UPS?
ruined? It's going to get ruined when it sits there in the sun and it gets baked because the engine is overheated and you can't run it.
Yeah, you should.
I don't know.
You should.
I mean,
you have to crack those covers.
Yeah.
The real danger is that you'll blow a head gasket.
Right. So if I just don't drive much slower than normal and things like that.
Well, I think you should definitely on the way back restrict your speed to 55.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 158,000 miles is a lot of miles
Right.
on an engine.
How many miles are you hoping to get out of this Subaru?
Probably 225.
You're crazy.
And if you didn't, what if tomorrow the engine blew? What would you do?
I'd have to buy a new car.
You
now.
You should do that tomorrow. That's what you should do.
I mean, you are definitely taking the chance of losing the entire collection of wine.
Okay.
There is some chance of that.
you see, because if the engine blows on the trip,
Yeah.
you're going to have to junk the car, in which case you'll get nothing for it. You may even have to throw in the boat.
Oh, my.
It's safe to say the wine is worth much more than the car, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So what you should do is sell this car, buy the new car, and then make the trip without a care in the world.
Ah.
Aha. Now, isn't that stupid advice? But I think it's the right advice.
Okay. Well, that's what I called you for.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're a risk taker and you want to just live on the edge, then you can do it. But, I mean, there's a chance that you won't make it.
Yeah.
Because with a sailboat and 10 cases of wine, you're putting a real extra load on the engine, which is already very tired.
Go and buy yourself a new Outback.
Oh, okay.
You'll
Yeah.
love it. Have a good
What
trip,
a
Steph.
Thanks a lot.
Say
Bye.
hello to everybody in Milwaukee for us.
I will.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Now, before we give the answer to last week's puzzle, we have to pause.
What is this, like station identification?
No. Union work rules. I get a minute off every time I get within a half a mile of the right answer.
This message comes from Wise, the app for doing things in other currencies. With Wise, you can send, spend, or receive money across borders, all at a fair exchange rate, no markups or hidden fees. Join millions of customers and visit wise.com. T's and C's apply.
This is Fresh Air contributor Anne-Marie Baldonado. I talked with actor Cole Escola about their hit Broadway play, Oh, Mary. Cole plays an unhinged, alcoholic Mary Todd Lincoln who's an aspiring cabaret performer. If that makes no sense, that's part of the point. You can find my interview on the Fresh Air podcast.
I'm Tanya Mosley, co-host of Fresh Air. At a time of sound bites and short attention spans, our show is all about the deep dive. We do long-form interviews with people behind the best in film, books, TV, music, and journalism. Hear our guests open up about their process and their lives in ways you've never heard before. Listen to the Fresh Air podcast from NPR and WHYY.
These days, there's a lot of news. It can be hard to keep up with what it means for you, your family, and your community. Consider This from NPR as a podcast that helps you make sense of the news. 6 days a week, we bring you a deep dive on a story and provide the context, backstory, and analysis you need to understand our rapidly changing world. Listen to the Consider This podcast from NPR.
Hi, we're back. You're listening to Car Talk with us, Click and Clack, the Tappet Brothers. And here's the answer to last week's puzzler. Some of you may recall that
I remember the puzzle.
my brother embarrassed us some weeks ago by stating that Martin Gardner was dead, and his son Jim called us to tell us that his father insists he isn't.
He called us, I'm not dead. Tell him I'm not dead.
Anyway, he offered us Martin himself offered us a puzzler for use in our show, and actually Jim stated the puzzle last week, and here it is.
And did a pretty fine job of it, I thought.
He did.
Yeah.
Better than we do. Maybe he wants to come out of retirement. There are 3 on-off light switches on the wall of the first floor of a building.
Mm-hmm.
One of the 3, controls a bulb in a lamp on the 3rd floor of the building. The other 2 switches, like my brother and I, are dummies. They're not connected to anything.
They do nothing. Yeah.
You're allowed to toggle the switches as many times as you want. Then you're allowed to walk just once. So you can turn switches on. You can turn all 3 of them on. You can turn all 3 of them off. You can turn 2 on, 3 on, 1 on. You can do whatever you want for as long as you want.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you're allowed to walk just once to the 3rd floor to check the light bulb.
Right. And then you have to decide which one of the switches on the first floor is in fact the one that turns the light bulb on or off. This is a great puzzler. Martin Gardner's good, especially considering that he's dead.
Well, here's the answer.
Yeah.
You turn the first switch on, you leave it on for 10 minutes. Why, you ask? You'll see in a minute. Then you turn it off and you turn the second switch on and you go upstairs.
And you leave the 3rd switch in the off position.
There you go.
Yeah.
If the bulb is on, then it's switch number 2, which is the one that's on.
Right.
Okay? Mm-hmm. If the bulb is off and it's cold, then it's switch number 3, which is the one you never touched, that controls that light. If the bulb is off but it's hot, then it was switch number 1.
Excellent.
Pretty cool, huh?
This is an excellent, but this qualifies as an excellent puzzler because it seems so impossible. This is a Martin Gardner puzzle.
It's right up there.
It's right up there, man.
It's right up there with one of his. Who's our winner this week?
Chip Merrow from Loudon, New Hampshire. Loudon, is that how you pronounce it?
Loudon.
Loudon, New Hampshire. It's not Hampshire. New Hampshire. Let's have a little more respect for our neighbors to the north. Those wackos live free and die young. And Chip, for having your correct answer chosen at random from among the 20,000 correct answers that we got, you're going to win one of our CDs. Men are from GM, women are from Ford, and lawyers are from Daimler Chrysler. And it's a CD about calls about cars and people and things like that, couples and relationships.
Yeah. We got the idea.
You're gonna really love it, Chip. I hope you enjoy it as much as we have enjoyed it.
As much as we're going to enjoy getting rid of it. Anyway, we'll have a brand new puzzler coming up in the 3rd half of today's show, so don't touch that dial. In the meantime, we'll take your calls at 1-888-CAR TALK. That's 888 227-8255. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Hi, this is Jim from Naperville, Illinois.
Naperville.
Ever heard of it?
No, never heard of it.
Little tiny suburb in the western Chicago suburbs.
Great. What's up, Jim?
Well, I have a strange problem. I am sort of a road warrior, shall we say. I get a brand new Mercury Sable every 2 years because I put around 40,000 miles a year on them, mostly highway miles. The 92 Mercury Sable I handed over to my wife a few years ago has been a wonderful car, but all of a sudden, in the last couple of weeks, the transmission seems to really hesitate before it goes into first gear.
Oh!
And goes ka-funk when it finally does.
That's not good.
I didn't think so.
So it has how many miles on it now?
88,000.
I mean, how disappointed would you be if you had to put a rebuilt transmission into this thing?
Extremely.
Very disappointed.
Because my new 2-year-old car isn't quite ready to hand over to her.
Oh, how far away are we from that?
Almost exactly a year.
Well, I mean, I would be tempted to wait.
Really?
I would be tempted to wait. Because, I mean, this is going to get worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
But who knows? You might make it for a year. It's very likely.
It's not going to fall out from under her, is it?
No, it isn't going to fall out from under. It
might.
The clunking is going to get worse and worse.
No, what's going to happen
and at one point, it's not going to go anymore.
Right.
Oh.
There you go.
It's not just some inexpensive valve that needs to
Well, it is, except it costs $1,500 to get at it.
Oh, great.
Yeah. The pots are all free when you rebuild a transmission. they give those away.
Oh, you guys are full of good news.
So I think you may have to jump the gun here and cut short this 2-year plan.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Because if it broke, you'd have to fix it.
Oh, wait.
Good point.
Who owns these cars?
What do you mean?
Do you own them both now?
It's the leasing company owns the one that I'm driving right now.
Right.
I buy them from the leasing company at the end of the high mileage 2-year lease.
Well, here's the thing to do. Swap cars with your wife.
I'm thinking swapping transmissions. What do you think?
You'll go to jail for that.
That's very good. That's very good.
Yeah,
Well,
you think it's a new transmission or at least an overhaul?
Oh, yeah.
oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
And I mean, the truth is, it may not be the classic $1,500.
okay.
Yes,
Might be 1,200.
Oh,
Wouldn't that be nice?
the sun is shining on me today.
See you, Jim.
Good for you, Jim. You got the right attitude, man.
You got it. What are you going to do?
Thanks
Good luck.
for calling.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Nothing worse than automatic transmission that goes bad. Oof.
Yeah, no, they do some awful things. 1-888-CAR-TALK. That's what, 1-888-227-8255. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
This is Nick in Columbia, South Carolina.
Hi, Nick.
How you doing?
Oh, just wonderful, except for about to roast.
Yeah?
Anyway, I have a 1980 Pontiac Sunbird.
Really?
Yeah. It's a fine little car. It'll go from 0 to 60 in about 4.5 minutes. But when you're driving down the road, though, there's a clunking, banging, sounds like Godzilla underneath the car beating it with a sledgehammer type sound. And I'm trying to figure out, I've jacked it up and, like, checked for loose ball joints and A-frame bushings and all that good stuff.
But does it sound like it's coming from right underneath you or in the engine compartment?
It sounds like it's coming from the right front.
Right front.
So as you go down the road, you get this blah, 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 blah.
No, it's more like bam, kabam, kabam.
Oh,
Does it happen when you hit bumps or just as you're driving along on a smooth road?
there are no smooth roads in Columbia.
Yeah, we have no smooth roads in South Carolina. Even just on a regular road.
On a regular road. You're driving along and boom, 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 bang, bang.
Yeah. And like if you go to jack the car up, it'll do it once. If you stand there and jump up and down on the fender, it won't do it. I tried riding on the hood of the car to see if I could locate the sound better. It wouldn't make a sound when I tried that.
Who was driving?
He was driving.
My wife was driving.
Your wife. Did she slam on the brakes and laugh a lot?
Yeah.
So you can get the noise when you jack
When you
it up.
jack it up, you can get it to clunk once.
I love it.
It's
Clunk
very
once.
good. Hold on a minute. We're going to get it now.
Oh, I know.
That's a
I think I know.
great
I
clue.
think I know what it is.
You do?
Yeah, you're gonna like this, Nick.
You don't? What?
No. I think you have a cracked frame.
Oh, boy. You think so?
I think so.
Okay.
Okay.
This car is kind of looks like maybe would you call it a unibody type construction maybe?
Well, it used to be unibody. Now
No,
it's
it's half body. Yeah. Is it pretty rusted?
No, not
No.
really.
no, but it's not. The crack is not from rust. It's from fatigue. And this thing has a cradle that holds the engine and transmission.
Yeah.
And I bet you that cradle someplace is cracked. That subframe is cracked. And that's what the noise is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Well, what you're going to have to do is to stick your arm underneath the car while someone else jacks it up and try to locate either by feel or by sound or whatever where the snapping noise is coming from. And then then you'll find out where the crack is, and then you can junk it.
Then I can junk it.
No, you can get it welded.
You have it welded. Sure.
But it's fixable. But I would refrain from driving it very much until you get it fixed because
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds a
First,
little...
I was thinking if it was something major, it would have gone ahead and fallen apart.
Well, it may be getting ready to fall apart. That's why I wouldn't drive it anymore.
Okay.
but get it looked at because it has
It's
the potential
dangerous.
to be dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay.
See you, Nick. Good luck.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks
pleasure.
for calling, Nick.
You guys have a good day.
You too.
Hey, stick around for more calls and the new puzzler coming right up.
When Malcolm Gladwell presented NPR's Throughline podcast with a Peabody Award, he praised it for its historical and moral clarity. On Throughline, we take you back in time to the origins of what's in the news, like presidential power, aging, and evangelicalism. Time travel with us every week on the Throughline podcast from NPR.
Shortwave thinks of science as an invisible force, showing up in your everyday life. powering the food you eat, the medicine you use, the tech in your pocket. Science is approachable because it's already part of your life. Come explore these connections on the Shortwave Podcast from NPR.
A lot of short daily news podcasts focus on just one story. But right now, you probably need more. On Up First from NPR, we bring you 3 of the world's top headlines every day in under 15 minutes. Because no one story can capture all that's happening in this big, crazy world of ours on any given morning. Listen now to the Up First podcast from NPR.
We've all been there, running around a city looking for a bathroom, but unable to find one.
Hello, do you have a restroom we could use?
A very simple free market solution is that we could just pay to use a bathroom, but we can't. On the Planet Money podcast, the story of how we once had thousands of paid toilets and why they got banned. From Planet Money on NPR, wherever you get your podcasts.
Ha! We're back. You're listening to Car Talk with us, Click and Clack, the Tappert brothers, and we're here to discuss cars, car repair, and the new puzzler. And this is a quasi-automotive puzzler, I believe.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Wouldn't you say so?
Quasi-automotive. Yes, master. Yes, master.
Some years ago, my family and I went on a little ski vacation. And we spent the first day...
Ski vacation? You've never been on a ski vacation in your life.
This is a puzzler. No, we did. We went on a little ski vacation in the mountains.
Oh, little skis.
Little skis.
1 foot long?
1 foot. Snowshoes, actually. No, my wife and children and I went on a little ski vacation in the mountains.
Yeah, okay.
And we spent the first day hitting the slopes, so to speak. I did most of the hitting with my face. And after that first day, we decided...
And your butt.
No, face mostly.
Mostly face, yeah.
Decided to spend the next day in the more familiar and congenial surroundings of the heated pool.
Good idea.
And while we were there, we were sitting there, the 4 of us, in our chairs, crying out, "Towel, boy!" And a group of 4 people, another family, started walking toward us, and my younger son noticed that there were 2 very cute teenage girls, blonde-haired teenage girls, walking in front of what I would assume were their parents.
Yeah.
And my son studied them for a few moments, and as they drew closer, he said to me, "They're Australians, you know."
Wow.
And I said, "Oh, you've met them?" He said, "Oh, no. They're as strange to me as are my textbooks." And I said, "Oh, and so you've overheard them speaking?" He said, "Oh, no. But I know
Never saw them before in my life.
Never laid eyes on them."
Okay.
And as luck would have it, they come and sit right down next to us. And before they have a chance to utter a word, he leans over and says to them, "Pretty long way to come from Australia to do a little skiing." And the father says, "Huh?
Hi, matey?"
And he says, "You're right, mate. It sure is."
Wow.
And it wasn't the Crocodile Dundee T-shirts that gave them away either.
Wow.
Now, you have all the information you need.
Yes.
And I might add a significant hint.
Don't tell them where the hint is.
Oh, I don't know where it is,
Oh.
but I think there's a hint in there.
Hint.
Now, if you
I
think-
want to just say the hint was brilliantly delivered.
Executed. Now, if you think you know the answer, or you're basically shut in and you're down to talk to anybody, send your answer to Puzzler Tower, Car Talk Plaza, Box 3500, Harvard Square, Cambridge.
Our fair city.
Ma 02238. Or you can email us your answer from our website, cartalk.msn.com. Just click on the Talk to Car Talk section. And if we choose your correct answer at random, from among all the correct answers, you'll get one of our CDs called Men Are From GM, Women Are From Ford. It's a CD about couples and cars and the problems we've caused with many people over the years. And this, is, I might add, is enthusiastically endorsed by the American Association of Marriage Counselors. This tape has been the greatest boon to business since no-fault divorce. If you'd like to talk to us, the number is 1-888-CAR-TALK. That's 1-888-227-8255. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
This is Chris Johnson from Huntsville, Alabama.
Hi, Chris.
Chris Johnson.
Pretty common name.
Yeah.
Well, it is a common name. In fact, I used to work with a guy named Chris Johnson.
You didn't have a sex change, did you?
Absolutely not.
Okay,
No.
just checking.
Well, this Chris Johnson is alive and very well in Huntsville, thank you.
Great.
What's shaking?
I have a 91 Accord wagon, 150,000 miles on that little puppy. Still runs like a dream, but I'm having a couple of weird noises that I have not had before in the past. There are two of them, and they don't seem to be related to each other, but they're equally annoying.
Unlike me and my brother, who are related to each other and are equally annoying.
Oh, I have many siblings, so I'm well aware of that. But when I'm making, the one noise only happens when I'm making a left-hand turn with my foot on the accelerator. If I'm coasting, or if I put my foot on the brake, then the noise stops.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna make that noise. It's go like thunka 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 thunka.
Okay, that's noise number one.
Yeah. Now, the other noise is when I put on the brake kind of hard.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a noise. And then I might get a little hummy noise at the end or a little tinkling like it's very musical.
I want to dance. I mean, that was really good.
But these are driving me crazy. And the noise, I went to my regular mechanic, and he called me later that day and said that my right axle was cracked and needed replaced. And then he got to looking at the left one, and he said it was cracked too, so I've had both the axles replaced.
Oh.
And that didn't do anything.
Oh, Chris.
Then the guys where I get my tires rotated told me it was the bearings, and replaced the bearings, and that didn't do it. It is still making both noises.
Ooh, this is running into money.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the first noise certainly did sound like axles.
Okay.
I'm shocked that both axles were replaced.
Well, interestingly, he didn't offer to give you your money back when it didn't solve the problem.
No.
I'm kind of disturbed about that, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, if it had fixed the problem... Fine, or if it alleviated one of the noises.
Well, I mean, his answer would be, well, they were cracked, and therefore they had to be replaced anyway.
Well, they weren't
But
cracked.
I don't understand what he meant by cracked in the first place.
Yeah.
Because it's unlikely that axles would be cracked.
Well,
So I don't know what he meant by that.
I'm not sure either.
I think the boots were cracked.
The boots were cracked on the axles.
And I think I've had both those front boots replaced.
Well, here's what I'd like you to do.
Okay.
I think you have a warped disc rotor on the right front wheel.
A warped what?
Disc rotor.
The brake disc.
Go back to this guy.
All right.
And tell him that you'd like him to replace that.
For free.
Okay.
Well, with the understanding that if it doesn't fix it, he puts the old one back on.
Okay.
And my brother thinks, I guess, that both of the noises are coming from the same place.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, the first noise is coming because as you make a turn, that warp in the disc is moving the pads around. That's making your thunk, thunk, thunk,
Yeah,
thunk noise.
it sounds like something's like
flapping around.
Yeah, like something's, that's what it sounds like, and it feels like you can feel it, just that little bit like something's just kind of flapping there.
See you, Chris.
Good, Chris.
Great,
Thanks
guys.
for
Keep
calling.
Up the good work.
Thanks.
Bye.
Such as it is.
What good work.
Keep up the good work.
Well, it's happened again.
Yeah, what?
You've squandered another perfectly good hour listening to Car Talk.
Yeah.
Our esteemed producer is Doug Berman. Our associate producer and dean of the College of Automusicology is Ken Rogers. Our assistant producer is Catherine Ray. Our engineer is Jonathan Marston, and our menu advisor is Mr. John S. Lawler. Our public opinion pollster is Paul Murky of Murky Research, assisted by statistician Marge Novera. Our director of catering is Russell Upsombrub, and our director of Jamaican baseball operations is Greg A. Jackson.
He's new.
Peekaboo Street directs our intensive care unit, which is known as the Peekaboo ICU. The chairman of our underemployment study group is Art Majors, and our Leo Tolstoy biographer is Warren Peace, author of Leo Tolstoy by War and Peace. Our chief counsel from the law firm of Dewey, Cheatham & Howe is Hugh Lewis Dewey, known to his buddies in Harvard Square as Huey Louie Dewey. Thanks so much for listening. We're Click and Clack, the Tappet Brothers. Don't drive like my brother or my sister.
Don't drive like my brother or my sister.
We'll be back next week. Bye-bye.
And now here is our chief mechanic, Mr. Vinny Gumbatz, with some very apropos information.
Hey, apropos this, would you? What are you, Merriam-Webster?
Don't call me Miriam.
Now, look, if you want a copy of this week's Car Talk show, which is number 23, you call our Shameless Commerce Division at 1-888 Car Junk. You got that?
And if people wanted other Car Talk paraphernalia, Vin, would they call that same number?
No, you call BJ Habibi in Indonesia, you dope. Of course you call the same number, 888 Car Junk, or you can get stuff through the online Shameless Commerce Division at cartalk.msn.com.
Thank you very much, Vincent. You've been very, very helpful.
Yeah, help this, will you? Car Talk is a production of Dewey Cheeseman Howe and WBUR in Boston.
And even though Ann Taylor says, porca miseria, ma chi sono questi caffoni, when she hears us say it, this is NPR, National Public Radio.
Hey, it's Sarah Gonzalez. The economy has been in the news a lot lately. It's kind of always in the news, and Planet Money is always here to explain it. Each episode, we tell a sometimes quirky, sometimes surprising, always interesting story that helps you better understand the economy. So when you hear something about cryptocurrency or where exactly your taxes go, ya sabes. Listen to the Planet Money podcast from NPR.
Great conversation makes for a great party. But how do you ask the questions that really make the room come alive? Well, here at Life Kit, we got you.
What is a path you almost took but didn't?
On our latest episode, how to ask the magical questions that'll make your party sparkle. Listen to the Life Kit podcast from NPR.
Conductor Robert Franz says a good melody captures our attention.
And then it moves you through time. Music is architecture in time. If you engage in the moment with what you're listening to, you do lose a sense of the time around you.
How we experience time. That's on the TED Radio Hour from NPR.